Welcome to the Mothering with Jesus podcast, where we are real and raw about the ups and downs of motherhood and where we rally together to become the mothers that God intended us to be. Today is just a solo cast. It's just you and me chatting. We are going to be tackling the subject of potty training. Let's go. Okay, I have to tell you guys about the best brand that I have started working with lately. It is called SLYD Sleep Like You're Dead. The branding is so clever, and it is nasal strips and mouth tape for sleeping or exercise or whatever you like to do in a nose strip or mouth tape. So I absolutely love the mouth tape. It stays on so well. Even when I have to lift it up to chat with my husband a couple of times, I can still lay it back down and have it work. I usually try to throw it on, obviously, just right as I'm falling asleep so that I don't have to remove it. But if I do, it will still go back on and stays in place. If you, like me, have tried mouth tape before, it is so easy to have it just be falling off in the night, or I take it off while I'm sleeping. But this one is so comfortable and helps me sleep like a little baby. Oh my goodness. I didn't even know I was necessarily a mouth breather, but this makes a huge difference and I sleep like a baby and I absolutely love it. If you feel like you need help sleeping, like most of us moms do, give it a shot. If you have a husband who snores, this can also help him out as well. I'll have the link in my show notes to shop, and the code MWJ, Mothering with Jesus, 15 gets you a percentage off and gets you free shipping. So enjoy. Okay, yesterday was Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I hope it was beautiful for you. And apparently my Mother's Day continues because my husband just took all four of our little girls to go run an errand. And so I'm just going to take advantage of recording this podcast. I have wanted to tell you guys all about this topic of potty training and what has worked for us. And so, yeah, let's dive in. I have four little girls, and I have potty trained them all right before their second birthday. And it has worked really well for our family. And I think that potty training can be a big deal. And so I just would love to chat about it for any moms who need to potty train a child or would love some direction on how to even get started. This is for you. By no means am I an expert or anything. Just want to share what works for us. So when I had my first little child, my mom was visiting teacher for this cute lady in our ward, Sister England. And I went over and was letting her meet the baby, and we were chatting. And then somehow potty training came up, and she was sharing with me how when her kids were little, she started setting them on the toilet just as soon as they could start sitting up. And she just set them on the big toilet or on a little toilet and just let them recognize that there was another way to go to the bathroom besides in their diaper. And you could do it first thing in the morning, and when you know they need to pee, at any time during the day. If you know they need to pee or poop, this is such a great way to just introduce them to the toilet when they're really tiny, and just, then it doesn't seem as scary. I think for some kids, the big toilet can feel so scary. And so I think it's really nice to just introduce them to it and just make it so fun. If they happen to go pee or poop on the body, just make it like a big to do and just clap and yell and scream of how excited you are that they're doing it, and they think it's so fun. So I started doing that. I did it the most with my first. I just got a little tiny toilet and I just threw her on there really randomly. Nothing consistent. It wasn't like it was every day, just very sporadically if I happened to think of it. And then with each child, as I got more and more children, this setting them on the toilet became even more. But I would still just, if I thought of it, stick them on the toilet, and show them that the toilet was so fun. So I don't know how necessary that part is, but just a little tip. Then when it's time to actually potty train, I just can tell that they're ready when they stop and they look at you when they're going to the bathroom, or maybe they tell you right after they peed or pooped. Um, a couple of my girls haven't really been able to speak much when they've gotten potty trained, but they are very capable of telling you that they are going to the bathroom, or however they communicate. Um, they're definitely capable of telling you, even if they can't say the words pee or poop. I remember with my first, I was like a little bit skeptical if she was really ready, but because she couldn't say the words, but she really was. And she did figure out a way to tell me. She would just kind of point to her privates and make little grunty noises. And so love that. So if they're just starting to kind of be interested, give you some signs that they might be ready, then go for it. Like I said, all of mine have been right before their second birthday, which is so awesome. This is like at the stage when their poops are really starting to get disgusting and it's not fun anymore. So it is such a prime time to potty train. Then for 3 days, when I decide that it's time, we've got a pretty light schedule. For 3 days, we're going to stay home, and our main goal is potty training. So for these 3 days, I get little treats or little prizes, like so little. When they're this tiny, it does not have to be anything major. You know, like a bag of fruit snacks, and you give them 2 fruit snacks every time they go to the bathroom. And I love to have them be drinking so much during these 3 days. I'm just offering them water every few minutes, and then I'm setting a timer on my phone for 20 minutes. And every 20 minutes, we're taking them potty. And they're going to have accidents. And often what happens is, like, you take them potty and they sit there and don't go and don't go. And then 5 seconds later, they pee on the floor. But you're not going to get upset. You're just going to expect that. And you're just going to say, oh no, you got to go on the potty. You can't pee on the floor. You can't pee in your underwear. That doesn't feel nice. And then when they do go on the potty, again, you're just going to be so excited. If you have other children, get them involved, get everybody cheering for this little tiny person going potty. It's so much fun. And it really is cute because the older siblings just get so excited and they are so proud of the potty trainee. So for 3 days, you're just focused on this. You're not really going to go anywhere because you just want to potty train this person. And the idea is just to be so excited and make it positive for you and positive for them, and try your best to not get super frustrated. I still put a pull up on them during nap time and throughout the night. And depending on the child, that can go on for a long time. Like my little almost 2-year-old, we probably started potty training 4 months ago, and she's definitely still in a pull-up every night, and it's still very wet every night because she also is still nursing through the night. And so obviously she's taking in liquid, and so my expectation is not for her to stay dry all night long. So that can go on for, I mean, I don't know, it might even be a whole year because they are potty trained when they're so tiny. I might keep them in a full year. I don't remember. It kind of has varied with each child. My second oldest, who is now 7, she basically potty trained herself and was like dry in the night and naps just like right away as well. So it is going to be a little bit different for each child, and how long it takes them to catch on is definitely going to be a little bit different. But I will say that if you focus for just those 3 days, it's going to make a huge difference. Then after the 3 days, I always say that potty training is actually training yourself. You have to remember, even now, my little 2-year-old who's been training for almost 4 months still has an accident every once in a while. And most of the time it's because I should have taken her potty and I did not. So it's definitely a team effort of them reminding you and you reminding yourself and taking them to the bathroom. After those first 3 days, or even, honestly, after the first day of doing it every 20 minutes, even that second day and third day, they're doing so much better. You can take them like every hour, or start stretching that time out a little bit more, and they'll still continue to get it and do well. And if you do have to go somewhere, I always just throw on a pull up because I just don't think it's very fun to have accidents. And then everywhere you go, just bring a little baggie with extra clothing. You definitely have to have that for quite some time. I think whether you're training them tiny or waiting till they're 3 or 4, I think the method is still going to be exactly the same as far as the 3 days and trying to make it exciting. I of course haven't waited with anybody until they're 3 or 4, but just watching people around me, I am of the opinion that catching them when they're still in that tiny toddler phase is just golden, because they are just still so excited. They're really happy to be gaining a little bit of independence, and in no way is it a power struggle. And also, like, none of mine have been scared of the toilet. And I know that sometimes if they're 3 or 4 and they've never sat on the toilet, I don't know, I just feel like it can become a power struggle and can be a little bit scary. So there's my tips for you. Do the 3-day thing. Try to introduce them to the toilet when they're just tiny, and it's gonna be awesome. The other thing I was going to say is that with several of my children, they have been terrified of public bathrooms and the automatic flushing toilets. So that's just something to be aware of. It can be nice if you catch it before so that they're not scared, like the first time you put them on the toilet in a public bathroom. I will hold like a little paper towel over the sensor or something so that it doesn't just flush. It can be so loud and just absolutely terrifying, right? Like how strong that is. Imagine being this little tiny person and sitting on this toilet that's way too big for you, and you already feel like you can fall in, and then all of a sudden have this absolutely terrifying noise, and like all of this intense water flushing under you. No wonder they're terrified, right? So definitely be a little bit careful. My second daughter was literally so terrified of the public bathroom toilets that she wouldn't even go on them for quite some time. And we had to regain back some trust, her and I, in each other, because I didn't know that she would be so terrified, and, had set her on there the first time, and then it flushed before she was off, and it was just so scary for her. And so I had to keep being like, I promise I won't let it flush on you. So definitely try to make the first few times of a public bathroom experience enjoyable. You could even, lift them off and say, this is really loud, and have them pluck their ears before it flushes. Give them a warning before of how intense those public bathrooms can be. Overall, I think the best thing you can do, like so many things in motherhood, is just try to make it a positive experience. And try to just be loving with your little one. And it is so fun. It is so fun being a mom and watching your tiny people learn new skills and become a little bit more independent. And they're so proud of themselves. And it can just be really awesome. If you have any of your own potty training tips, I would love to hear them. You can text the podcast. If you just go to this episode, there is a little purple text us tab, and you can just click on that and send me a text. I'd love to hear any other insight. I will share them on my Instagram. If you share something, or if you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out. I absolutely love to hear from you all. And I hope that you are just going to make it a great week and enjoy your mothering. This is such a privilege that we get to care for these little people. And I am just cheering you on in everything you do. Love you. Bye.